Sound off.
Rated T14.
Does young people even need a voice in this community? What can the community expect from this show?
I am my brother's keeper. We got to be responsible for each other.
It's okay to be different. Building stronger communities by helping the rest of our community really make it and achieve their dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go!
Good morning, Horry and Georgetown counties, and welcome to Sound Off. Now, Sound Off is heard weekly on your favorite radio station, and we are sponsored by Carolina Teen Health. And as usual, I have a very good-looking group of young people with us in the studios on this morning, and I'm going to start with the new kid on the block. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Smith.
Hello. My name is Jared Cannon.
Good morning, guys. It's Tanisha Jones.
What's up? It's your girl Michelle DeBerry.
Deontra Campbell.
I'm Johnny Ray.
Rian Griffin.
Brianna Bellamy.
And I'm happy and really excited to have my very special co-host, Corporal Tyrese Knox Neesmith. Y'all give it up. Woo! Representing the Conway, City of Conway Police Department. Okay, guys, let's get this started really quick, fast, and in a hurry, because I'm normally that person that I'm very knowledgeable, I think, and I'm pretty much in the know. But something has creeped into Horry County, and my friend, Tyrese Knox Neesmith, has informed me that we need to talk about it, and it's called bath salt. Okay, now quiet, I know y'all real quiet. All right, so what I'm going to go around is I really had no knowledge of bath salt, but from what I was told, this is a pretty serious concern as parents and as the community we need to bring some attention to. So let's start with you, Mr. Cannon. Were you familiar with bath salt until today?
Not at all. I was like you. I was clueless with. I just thought it was something that you just put in a bath, but apparently now you could use it as a drug or a substance, whatever.
Okay,
so,
all right. And I'm going to you, my friend. Johnny Ray, what have you heard about bath salt?
Only from what I've heard for you and a few incidents like at the Conway Walmart where that kid tried to run over 8 people. So I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. Don't really know a lot about it, just from what I've heard.
Okay. Any team member, has any one of y'all heard about it before?
I have.
Okay, all right, Trey. What go ahead, Trey.
I heard of that Epsilon salt. I mean, you put it in the bath, you what do you call it? You put it in whenever you had a long day, like your body aching, you put it in and like
Epsom salt.
Yeah, that thing. And then,
Epsilon salt or Epsom salt?
And you put it in and like massages your body too.
Okay.
Without people.
All right, Tanisha.
We was talking about it once in my psychology class a couple semesters ago. My psychology teacher, Professor Booth, was like, nowadays they just crush it up and you like snort it like it's crack. And it's like, I was so shocked when I heard about this.
Okay, well, like I am. And I'm going to Brianna, and then I'm going to Rian. Have you guys heard about it?
I haven't heard about it, and I think it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of nasty how you would like sniff that up in your nose.
Okay, I feel the same way.
Well, that's all drugs. Salt, so I think that's kind of nasty.
Okay, what about Rian? What about in Marion County? Have you heard about it?
No, I really didn't hear about it until you told me. And then as soon as I heard about it, I just rushed to Google.
Right. See, Mr. Google is my best friend as well. Now, who I didn't ask? Michelle. What about? Have you heard about it, Michelle?
I've kind of heard about it. I heard about some kid that started snorting it, and he died from it. And people are using it as a drug now instead of just bathing with it.
Okay, so that's the reason why it's good to have somebody who's knowledgeable. Ms. Neesmith, it is so good to have people that are knowledgeable. Since we are not really, we really don't know a lot about it, I was happy to invite someone who's really knowledgeable, and that's you, Corporal Neesmith. So tell us about it, inform the community, and as a parent and as these young people, tell us about this drugs.
Okay, the very first thing I want to do is clarify. Bath salts is not referring to the Calgon and anything that you will find at Walmart, Kmart, or any other store. That is not what they're talking about. Bath salt was just a name given to skirt the drug name. That's what they did. The bath salt is a synthetic form of a drug. I cannot pronounce his name. I give it a shot. The initials are MDPV, which is methylene deoxyprovalerone, and I'm pretty sure I butchered that up, but if you want to look it up, it is MDPV. That form of the drug is found in cocaine as well as ecstasy. What they've done is when they put the term bath salt and they placed on the packaging, not for human consumption, everybody kind of didn't pay it any attention, which is why y'all didn't hear anything about it. Okay. So make sure, first things first, is not the stuff that you put in your bath. None of the components that are in the bath salts in the store are the components that are what these people are taking. It's like I say, it's a synthetic form of cocaine that's found in ecstasy, it's found in meth, those sort of things. It is an actual drug, but however, in South Carolina, at this present time, it is not illegal, but it has the same side effects as meth and as cocaine, as ecstasy, and the high lasts a little bit longer than what you would find in regular drugs. And most people, chemists, say that it's almost cheaper to buy the drugs than it is, and it actually is, than to go buy these things. They're like packaged in $20 and $40 and $60 packages, whereas, on the street, we know the value is a lot less. But the effects are the same, and they're a lot harsher.
Okay, we're talking about effects. So if someone would actually, I think someone said earlier about snorting it, or you could, how do you use it?
Most people snort it. That's the most, because it already comes in powder form. However, they can inject it. They've also started making it in pill format. So you can pretty much, any ways you can do any drugs the same way you can do bath salts.
Okay. All right, let's pause.
Yeah.
Michelle, before we came on, this was really a good discussion, and I know you had several concerns and things that you wanted to ask. So why don't you do that at this time?
I heard on Google and different type of places and people that they're starting to consider to ban bath salts in different stores and everything. But since it's a drug, do I need an ID to buy it? Because I'm 17. Is it an age limit to buy it or anything?
No, it's not an age limit because it's not a legally controlled substance. So until that time, which they are actively, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, also known as the DEA, they are fast working on trying to get this across the board to be an illegal substance. But right now, no, you do not need an ID.
Wow.
Okay, as well, I went on Google too because I didn't know about this. And whenever I looked it up, it said it can be purchased at Walgreens and that. I saw one, it said smoke shops and all this. So where's the exact place they can go get it from?
Most places are convenience stores. I'm not going to name any that here locally, but they are selling them locally. Now, I have not seen it at Walgreens. Walgreens is more of a reputable store. Not to say that the convenience stores are not, but majority of the places you're going to find it, smoke shops and most of your small convenience stores.
Okay, I had a question. Mixing wise, do they mix it in food, drinks or anything like that?
There are some in your college areas or even some high schools, because I know y'all are going through testing now. A lot of youth are using it. They're mixing it in drinks and sport drinks, and then that way it helps them, in their mind, stay awake longer. The same thing as when you do use, illegal drugs. When they're doing 8 balls, their whole purpose is I just need to stay up. So same deal. They're just mixing it in drinks. You mix in tea, put it in food. We found, but majority of the time it is mixed in liquids.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Well, I was looking on Google and it said that there was a death actually. How does it really affect your body?
It has a lot of negative effects on your body. This, being that it is legal, and I hate to even use that term, but because it has the same effects as an illegal drug, meaning you hallucinate, makes your body temp go up. It actually can make your body temp go really down, go really low. You can lose heat to your body, which of course we all know we need. It can cause you to have a low appetite. We've had a lot of people get violent. There's a story, I think it's an attorney's son. He actually cut himself. Wow. And several times across the stomach, in the throat, in front of his dad, because they're so high, they don't realize what they're doing. You don't feel the pain. So it is a serious issue, not only for law enforcement, it would be for you, teachers, anyone that encounters somebody like this. They're going to have superhuman strength that it would take 9 to 20 people to subdue one person. And that's the same thing as cocaine. That's the same thing as a lot of other drugs. Methamphetamines, that's some serious stuff, because when that stuff gets into your system, it makes you super almost human. So when sometimes you hear on the news where it took 15 officers and paramedics to subdue that person, that stuff is true, because they have super abnormal strength. So even with teachers, that will be something, or even the school resource officers, that's something serious to pay attention to what you got. If you see them start acting way abnormal, that's nobody you would approach by yourself and say, hey, what's wrong? Because you may be on the violent end of whatever they're tripping on. For the bath salts, majority of the high will last 5 hours, but even after they've come off that high, there have been studies where some people still have had those negative effects hours later, still feeling everything that was going on.
Wow.
Like, how do you use the bath salt? What?
Most of the majority of the time, they snort it. Most of the people snort it is pretty much what's happening because it's already in powder form. So it just makes it easy that way.
How many cases in South Carolina was like due to this bath salt?
As of August of this year, it has been 70 plus cases, and the only reason why I say there's 70 documented, but we've had more since then. So we'll say we probably hit over the 100 mark right now.
Okay, I know Brianna, you had something that you want to ask.
I was gonna ask like the ages you see people using that drug.
As far as the studies go, the age bracket is from 16 to 20 is just on average. That doesn't mean that there isn't any younger than that or older than that, but that's just a concentrated effort.
And this follows a question asked a minute ago, but how can it alter like your train of thought?
The same as any drug. It's basically when you're dealing with the brain and chemicals, it's a synthetic chemical. So just like alcohol, it's a depressant. The same thing with this. This is actually, it's not a depressant, but what it does is it changes your whole mental status. It does give some people invincibility. I mean, it affects everybody differently. Some people, they may just go violent, whereas some people may just sit and just trip out and look at things. They're thinking things are there that are not. We've had some people hallucinate. They thought the devil was coming to get them, and it got really serious. And for whatever reason, that does happen a lot. The devil plays a lot when it comes to drug. But yeah.
Dad being in law enforcement, he's told me a lot of stories about people like that he swears were possessed or something like that. And he said a lot of them it's been because of drug use and cocaine.
It's
and
majority drug. It's very very few that you'd run into that are just.
Demon possessed.
That pretty much. It's always usually a chemical component of some sort.
I imagine so.
Wow. But you know what the crazy thing is, and guys, I want you to jump in. As much information as Corporal Neesmith has given us, let's be honest with you, don't you know that some kids will probably try this anyway?
Yeah.
I know.
Agree or disagree?
I agree.
It doesn't matter to them as long as they can get high.
Okay. All right, Jasmine, and then Tanisha. What do you think about that, Jazz?
I think people are going to try it just because, people are curious about stuff like that, and they want to see how it feels for themselves.
So out of curiosity, you think there will be some kids that will try?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, Tanisha?
The fact that you said that you might have superhuman strength, yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I want to try. I want to be like Superman.
But what about the fact that she said that the attorney's son sliced himself?
Yeah, but that should be a wake-up call to be like, no, don't try it.
Right, exactly. Michelle?
Well, some people might try it anyway because they might think, oh, I'll be smart enough not to cut myself or anything like that. But like Tanisha said, you said being superhuman, they'll probably think, ooh, steroid or something like that.
I would hope and pray that nobody would actually think that, but then we are dealing with the young crowd, and some people would honestly think that. It doesn't give you a steroid superhuman. It gives you where you wouldn't remember. I'm pretty sure everybody here has seen World's Dumbest or any of those shows, and when you see these people, they're not in their right mind. They're not going to remember that they tripped out that bad, that they were storming around and throwing things. It's not a steroid trip where I can go lift weights. It's going to be one of those trips where when you wake up the next day is what happened. It's going to be one of those type things, and usually it's really bad. It's not. You're not going to feel great. You're not going to feel invincible at that moment. They do think they are. They think they are superhuman, but it isn't something that you'd actively go. Let me go take this and try that.
Wow. This is really good. The conversation will continue. You're listening to Sound Off, and Sound Off is heard weekly on your favorite radio station, and we are sponsored by Carolina Teen Health, and we'll be right back. Sound Off. We invite you to join this conversation. All you have to do is simply log on to www.wesoundoff.com, and you can be a part of this discussion. Sound Off.